The clock's about to strike midnight, guys. And that's when we get to end this. Oh, against white weenies of all people. Let's go. Woo! Hello everyone, it's the Grey Goose, and today on our Blues Days Tuesday, we ended up drawing the colors of Dimir. So I'm kind of excited, but I'm also kind of a little bit salty. I'll tell you why. Dimir is something I've been wanting to play for a long time now. I just haven't got the colors to roll my way. But honestly, I've been more excited about Dimir once Theros hits with the temples. The new temple for the Dimir colors, and some of those sweet cards like the blue god Thassa, I think it's called. It's just gonna be so awesome. I even brewed up a Dimir deck already in excitement, and I'll post that in the description below to show you. So yeah, I'm gonna be playing Dimir starting tomorrow also when the early access event starts, which I will be part of. I'll be streaming on Mixer, I think all day starting at 8 a.m. Pacific, which is 11 a.m. Eastern, which is something GMT time. But yeah, so I'm going to be playing Theros all day, including that Dimir deck I'm going to try, and all the other cards that I have access to all of them for the event. But so for today, Dimir, this is just what I call a good stuff deck, and I'll explain it in the deck tech, and then we'll get straight to the gameplay. Alright, so for a good stuff deck, you'll notice the synergy isn't exactly amazing, but that's why it's just called good stuff. It's the stuff that I want to see playing Dimir these days before Theros releases, when I think Dimir is actually going to get a lot more awesome. So I just happened to draw Dimir, of course, the day before I could start playing the Theros cards. So we'll just show you how, theoretically Dimir might look the best version of it before tomorrow. 4 of Overwhelmed Apprentice. So for the cost of a blue, having a 1/2 blocker body is pretty nice. Not to mention you put 2 cards of their library into the graveyard and you can scry 2. So it actually is a lot of cool stuff synergized into one. So pretty awesome, and it synergizes very well with our Vantress Gargoyle, because you want to be eventually, hopefully, attacking with your Vantress Gargoyle. 5/4 flyer for 2 CMC, sign me up. But you can't attack unless you have 7 or more cards in your opponent's graveyard, so gotta get there somehow. Also, can't block unless you have 4 or more cards in hand. So early game, very early game, this isn't a problem. But as you get later in the game, unless you draw into your card draws, you're going to have an issue blocking. But hopefully by that point, you're wanting to push the attack anyways. Drown in the Lock also synergizes with discarding opponent's cards. So Drown in the Lock is just it's a very flexible option. You can counter anything or you can kill a creature, but you have to have an equal number CMC of cards or greater in their graveyard. So it can be totally useless, or it can be the most awesome card ever, just depending on how many cards are in their graveyard. 4 of Thought Erasure, another card that helps put cards in their graveyard. Also, you get to Surveil, which is nice, fix your land or whatever. But the thing is, you get to cherry pick out their biggest threat at the time, and you get to see their hand. So it's pretty awesome. 2 of Emery, Lurker of the Lock, 3 CMC. It will almost always be 3 CMC, except for if you get a Midnight Clock down, which we'll talk about in a minute. Then it will cost 1 less. But for a 1/2 body, 3 CMC, not amazing sounding. But when you put her down, you put the top 4 cards of your library into the graveyard. So this doesn't have a ton of synergy in her deck. I won't lie. I do just love Emery, but when you tap her the following turn after Summoner Sickness, you can choose a target artifact card in your graveyard and cast it that turn. So any of your Vantress Gargoyles who have died, that's an artifact creature. You could theoretically play him on turn 2 and then she just costs 2, or have your Midnight Clock on the board, which is a little bit harder to remove than the Vantress Gargoyle. And yeah, so Emery could, get out for 1 CMC potentially, but also being able to get those back from the graveyard is why I put 2 of. if you just put her down and keep her alive later in the game, you can just start bringing back all your Vantress Gargoyles. 2 of Brazen Borrower, very flexible, flash flyer, 3/1, and you get to bounce something of your opponent's back. Pretty cool. 3 of Murderous Rider. You'll find that we don't have a ton of single target removal here in our deck, so this just is the most powerful option. 3 CMC, any creature, any planeswalker. You do lose 2 life, which kind of stinks, but then you get a 2/3 life linker on the board as well, so it's value. And Thief of Sanity. Ooh, I love this card. He doesn't survive very often, especially against decks with a lot of flyers or targeted removal. But if you get even 1 attack in, you are already doing amazing things. So you get to put essentially 2 cards into your opponent's graveyard every time you attack face with him. And you get to pick one of the 3 cards. You get to exile it. And then for the rest of the match, basically, you can play that card anytime you want, whether or not Thief of Sanity is alive. And you can play it for colorless, generic mana for the same amount of CMC. So you could play like a Hydroid Krasis in this deck. You could play a Torbrand, you know, things that you normally wouldn't get to because obviously you don't have a red or a green. So he feeds stuff into the graveyard, which of course synergizes well with Drown in the Loch, Vantress Gargoyle, etc. Midnight Clock, man, I love this card. I'm loving it more and more. I only have it as a 1-of because it's that clutch. If you draw it, yay. But I think having 2 maximum, let's put it that way. But 3 CMC, you put it down, it's an artifact that can kind of ramp you out because you can add 1 blue. But also every upkeep, so starting on your opponent's turn, immediately after you play it, you start gaining an hour counter. And it starts with, I'm pretty sure it starts with 0. It doesn't say it starts at 1. So you start at 0, it goes up 1 on your opponent's turn. So by the time it comes back, you're already at 2. But the cool thing is you can ramp it out. If you have any extra mana, yeah, pump it in. Every 3 mana, you can add another hour counter onto the Midnight Clock. So you can ramp it out, find yourself with some extra mana here and there, and not too long, it's going to hit hour 12. And when you do, you shuffle your graveyard into the library and you draw 7 cards. So it's pretty busted. One thing important to note that I didn't realize from the get-go is you actually can tap it for the blue. So you can essentially ramp it out for 1 time each turn for the cost of 2 CMC if you have this on the board, which is kind of neat. 2 of Sinister Sabotage. This is great. The Surveil could potentially help fix your lands even more or whatever you need. And it's just a catch-all for 3 CMC counter. It's awesome. Disinformation Campaign. We don't have a ton of Surveil in the deck, but we have this, so it works out pretty well. It's card advantage for sure, and if you get to ever cast it for a second time on itself, it's amazing. 3 of Ritual Suit. So one thing that we are weak to in this deck is just a lot of aggro. So Ritual Suit does the job. Yes, if we end up killing our things, such as the Vantress Gargoyle, hopefully our Emery can bring it back, or eventually we can Midnight Clock it back. 2 of Lochmere Serpent. This is just a cool Dimir card. That's all there is to it. The flash is nice, the stats are pretty good, and the abilities on him are pretty awesome as well. Not being able to be blocked just for the cost of an island, that's awesome. And sacrificing a swamp and paying the swamp color that you sacrifice, you get to gain a life and draw a card. This is pretty massive. And also, if and when he dies, you can exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard and return Lochmere Serpent to your hand from the graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery, but so he's like recursion on himself. Yeah, you're exiling things in your opponent's graveyard, but by the point that you're casting a 6 CMC creature, I think you're going to be okay with however many are left. And 2 of Liliana Dreadhorde General. Anytime you have black and you want to be cool, you just put her in at the end. Maybe a 1-of instead of 2, but she's a win con in and of herself. She helps skip bodies on the board where the rest of our deck isn't super creature heavy, so that's pretty cool. You can sacrifice opponents' other weird creatures that you can't target very well. And yeah, if she ultimate, she wins. For lands, we have 25. It's good middle ground. You don't want to flood out, but you also don't want to be screwed either. 1 of Vantress and 1 of Locthwain. You want to have the ability with your extra mana near the end to be able to scry if you want, or draw an extra card if you're all out of cards. And Dismal Blackwater, just a one of. The one life is cool, but once again, as soon as Theros hits, you want to put those temples of whatever. Sideboard, Grafdigger's Cage is pretty cool. It synergizes kind of badly with our main deck, but against certain decks that rely on that graveyard, we don't want them to be able to bring them back, obviously. Tyrant Scorn, once again, if we're going against aggro, we want to be able to destroy them. Not to mention, it can bounce any creature back to its owner's hand. So you can like bounce back your own Murderous Rider in a weird situation. You can instant speed save a Thief of Sanity from targeted removal, etc. Mystical Dispute, anytime you're going up against blue, you just want to counter them all day. Sinister Sabotage, once again, anything blue generally, or a greedy deck, greedier than ours, put these in. Cry of the Carnarium against aggro, this is amazing. It kind of stinks that it kills a lot of ours and exiles, but you have to do what you got to do to survive. One important thing to note is your gargoyles will survive. That's awesome. Your Murderous Riders, awesome. And then, of course, you have your win cons here still. 2 of Unmoored Ego. This is Dimir colors. If you're not putting 1 or 2 of these in, you're not really living up the flavor dream. So you want to be able to laugh as you remove their win con on turn 3. And 1 of Enter the Gods Eternals going against aggro once again, or even a mid-range. This is pretty awesome. Dealing 4 damage, 4 in their graveyard, synergizes well with us, and we get a 4/4 on the board. Pretty cool. Okay, so starting off with our Dimir Goodstuff. Our first opening hand. Looks pretty decent. The Drown in the Lock is going to stay kind of useless to begin with, but I do like the Thought Erasure, not to mention the Ritual Suit being there as a comfort zone in case we're going up against creatures. And it kind of looks like we are. And by creatures, I mean mono white weenies. Alright. So they're going to ramp out really fast here. It's unfortunate that they were on the play, because things are about to get quite a bit spooky here. Let's go ahead. I can't even block him yet, can I? How many? 4 in hand. Actually, sure. Why not? I'll block you. So he might have, what's his name? Venerated Loxodon, which would be a little bit annoying here. He's like, wait, can I attack into it? And the answer is no. You can't. Because I need to have 4 or more cards in hand, which I have 6. I've been wanting to play these gargoyles for ages. Alright, go for it. So he blew his whole turn to get some damage in. And where's his land? Yep, mono white weenies it is, guys. So this is looking pretty sweet here. I do need a second blue to get that to go. Let's go ahead and surveil first. What do I not want him to have? So Giant Killer is annoying. Unbreakable Formation is annoying as well. I don't want him to have access to that, right? If he wants to blow his whole turn killing me again, that's his choice. Thief of Sanity, I don't know. Not quite good enough, is it? Do I want to shock in for the Overwhelmed Apprentice? I think I do. This seems worth it. So now we're going to start to be able to get some value from here. Thought Erasure, definitely not the Locthwain. We're good on lands. I don't know, guys. Do I? I think I do. He gets too much value with the Giant Killers doubling up effectively. See, I could not attack. 7 more in the graveyard. He's getting close. 4. So if he drew a land, which he didn't, so that's sad for him. I mean, he had the opportunity to play the Guide Mother, but he didn't. Alright. So we could just start utterly destroying things, and that's definitely a potential option, but I really don't think I want to. If I put this down and play this, then I can't even block with him anymore. I don't know. So I think what I'll do here, I could hold that up. Yeah, actually that seems like a good play. I have 4 in hand. Alright. I don't know. This is weird. Let's go ahead and do this, I guess, guys. Yeah. Let's grab a blue. And I could go ahead and Thought Erasure and hold up for a Drown in the Lock. Yeah. The Giant Killer's more annoying, I guess, here. Gargoyle again. Perfect. Alright. So I can't block, which stinks. But I do have a 1-2, so he can threaten everything but the flyer. Alright, he got me. Kind of blew his whole turn, all his mana on that though, but whatever. He's gonna go in for 2. Good for him. Do I play this? I think the answer is no. Right? I don't know. It's kind of mean if I do though, isn't it? I can't block unless I have 4 in hand. So that's not gonna work. I just swing in for the attack, I think, and then I counter whatever. Alright. There we go. Afterlife 1. Cool. I'm going all in here. I have, I think, is it 6 CMC thingies that I do want to get going here. All right. So I think I'm gonna get beat down for a couple turns here, which I'm gonna allow. Yeah, I can start attacking for 5, which is something to say. And I think I might just hold back on the... Yeah, we'll counter that. So that gets rid of that entire card. He can put the giant killer down here, which is annoying. Yep. Alright, so let's see how he reacts. Oh yeah, that's right. It's flying. So we do have a little bit of a blocker down here for the giant killer, but he's just going to tap him anyways. Brazen Borrower. I could bounce back the spirit, so that's okay. And then I have the flyer to block the fairy guide mother, so that's decent. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I could play both sides. Yep, he's going real wide here. Luxodon finally. I think it's Luxodon. That's pretty spooky. Alright, so let's see here. Those are all just, it's so wide now that I think we lost, right? Yeah. I think we just lost. I don't know. It's very, very close here regardless. So next turn I can just obviously, he's gonna tap out the Vantress, but he can't anyways. Maybe I'll just tap out the Overwhelmed Apprentice, which is fine. Alright, so it is tapped out. Yeah, no matter what here, I think I'm just donezo. Alright, well, we know what we're up against. Just white weenies. Yawn. Yawn, yawn. These are good cards. What else? I don't know. Maybe Sinisters? Let's take a look at what we got here. Tyrant Scorn. There we go. That's better. Unmoored Ego, even. So let's get rid of some cards. Liliana probably won't ever get to be played. Lockmere, the same. This is really sad, but yeah, when he aggroes out that hard, you just can't do it. Disinformation's too slow. Sinisters, right? Emery can only really just find us an artifact, which I guess could technically be good. Sure, a blocker. Sure, yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is looking decent. I don't know, Brazen, because they have flyers, could be something. Alright, let's give that a try. But that was actually looking pretty decent for us. Then we just flooded out way too hard. Like, he was sat on 3 lands forever, and we just got, like, up to 7, I think it was. 6 or 7. Something ridiculous. Double Cry. Sweet. Sweet. In fact, I'm going to start putting down Fabled Passages. I don't want to, but I have to guarantee this double black. So he already mulled down to 6, which is looking good for us, and he's on the draw. I would say it's definitely more favored for us on this game, but game 3 is going to be where it gets a little spicy, because it'll go back to him on the play. Having 25 lands in this deck feels pretty good, not going to lie. Last match made me feel like it was too much, but that's a small sample size. You know the deal. Alright, let's get some swamp action going on. Let's see what I draw here. Alright. He's going to be annoyed by this. As he should. So it's going to be probably at least another turn until I can hit Cry of the Carnarium. But yeah, we're about to have some serious work be done on this poor feller. We just hold. We just hold. I don't need to counter that, see? I'm about to wreck this guy's whole career. Are you ready, guys? Oh, look at that. I don't even have to Fabled Passage, but I want to because I want to slow down on the lands. Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go. Okay, bye. I guess I put this down. I'll draw a card next turn. But this lets me scry it up. Yeah. Whew, I'm glad I did, actually. Holy moly. Maybe the 25 lands is too much, but I think not. We're just getting unlucky. Alright, so game 3, like I said, this is where it'll get spicy. We'll stay. We'll stay the same. I don't think he's going to change anything either. It's just, it's all about the opening hand against that sort of aggro. Where it's just, I dump, and then we win or lose. I got lucky with the double cry. Like, I didn't even get to use that second one. Insane. And it synergizes well with the Vantress Gargoyle because he survives. Yeah. Yeah, he does. The White Weenie has had some sort of a resurgence lately, which I'm glad. I'm glad to see new decks into the meta. It's kind of late in the cycle, obviously. Tomorrow is the Theros early access, and then the day after, Thursday, is the release of Theros, and then the meta will be changed again, I think, pretty solidly. I think certain decks will still be strong, Jund Sacrifice, etc., but depending on how the rest of the meta settles, we're going to start to see hate cards. Specifically, a lot against enchantments, of course. That's going to be more a thing. I don't know if it will be a common occurrence, but it's going to be more than now for sure to see enchantment hate. And then, yeah, we'll just, the meta will evolve around that, I think. Once again, I'm not too sad with the opening hand. I wish I had one more swamp guaranteed, but I'm going to make this work, especially with all the tokens that can... Alright, he mulled down to 6. I'm feeling better already. Mulled down to 6. Pegasus. Alright, let's scry it up. I do want to go hard for one swamp. That'll have to do. So, what do we got here? The Guide Mother? No, you can't have a dead turn, dude. No offense. You just cannot. No, you can't. My only play this turn, right? My only play is to bounce something potentially. And since we're still at 20 health and he just had a completely dead turn, this is something... I'm going to shock it in. I need to have a third Swampy ready. Okay. So unfortunately, you know, he was holding on to that. Let's see how it looks here if he buffs up one of these before attacks. Alright. Let's get rid of one of them for good. You might have a Loxodon. Alright. So this is really good, actually. Really good here. It kind of doesn't matter. No matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to get out. Do I want to put this down? I'm not going to survive that many turns anyway, so the answer is no. I'm going to hold back to block this guy, and I'm going to flat... He's probably going to indestructible the Pegasus, right? But if he does that, then the token's dead. Whatever. So he gave that to that. Cool.
I believe
He's probably like, well, trade 1 for 1. That's a win for me. With the Pegasus. Do I want to take 4 is the question. I think I'm going to be okay. Oh man, I didn't bring out the brazen in time, did I? What the heck am I even doing with my life, guys? I obviously don't know how to play this game. But I was just being extra greedy, I guess, and watching him do his thing. Alright, so we're going to go down pretty low here. I don't like it. But he can block him. He can block him. Yeah. Alright. So you going to flash in some more tokens? Nope. Down to 3 cards. 4 lands for him when he mulled down. Okay, so that's strong, but still trading. Oh, ho, ho, look at him go. Cool. So we're going to trade 1 for 1. Down to 4. He can't attack alone, can he? This is tempting. I'll go ahead. 1 life, yay! So glad we don't have temples for Dimir. JK, LOL. 5 lands, that is so bad for him. He's thinking he's in a great position because of that, but this poor guy. Boosh. Hey, a lifelinker. So, he's gonna have some pretty spooky cards here in a row, otherwise we win at 3 health. Yep. We win at 3 health. Cool. Look at that. Alright, we'll put that down. We'll put Emery down. Woo! Sucks when you flood. Sucks when you flood. Alright. So let's get rid of lands. We have way too many, guys. Way too many. Let's go for blue. Why not? No artifacts. So I put this down. I can start slamming those hour counters down pretty hard. He's going to be able to tap for 1, so let's go in with 2 here. Alright. He doesn't have anything like Embercleave, so this is seeming pretty good here. Pretty good. Each upkeep, look at that. 1, 2, 3. So I can put 1 more hour counter on it. Too bad I can't put 2. But I only have 1 of in the deck because that just seems too good for me not to. Alright. I don't need Emery to survive. Can I? Yeah, I can't tap him to add the blue to do the 3. Nope. Alright, so we're up to 3 now. What do we top deck? Ready for a concede? Here we go. I'm sorry, dude. He flooded out, but happens to all of us. Yeah, it do. Ooh, up to 4, 5. We'll be at 6 next turn. Oh, yes. Feel it. 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's matching me. Yeah, let's not use that. Okay. Lethal next turn. I don't know what he's hoping to top deck. Yeah, no. Not gonna work. And now that I'm holding back cards as well, doesn't seem good for him. 7, 8. So we're gonna be at 9, 10. Woo! Oh, what a brave person continuing to play. The clock's about to strike midnight, guys. And that's when we get to end this. Oh my gosh. Oh. we go. The clock is about to chime, guys. Oh, against white weenies of all people. Midnight against white weenies. Oh. Is there an animation? I forget. Like, does it get dong and everything? Let's go. Let's hit midnight. Woo! Got him. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get rid of these lands. Yeah. So, Drown in the Lock will work against whatever he tries to do here. So he's going to maybe double block with the fairy and a token? Or is he just going to double chump? Or just single chump? We're almost up to higher health than we started with here. We're actually going to be a higher health than what we started with. 21. Not looking good, fam. Ready for a counter? Let's go. Doosh. Alrighty guys, so we got one more match coming right up, but I just want to invite you, if you're new to the channel, if you want to comment anything, like, subscribe, we'd love to have you back. I try and make a deck tech video every day. Catch you guys tomorrow. Alright, man and Mike, let's do this. Interesting looking starting hand, but you never know what we're up against, so we'll see. We got lands, we're good on that. Yeah, we are. Okay. Let's gain a health. Are we up against an aggro deck? No, it looks more like Simic Flashy, probably. Blech. Blech. Why not? So that's unfortunate, because their deck starts to turn on mana 2 with Quench. So whatever we try and play here is going to start getting... Wow, it's Teamer, baby. Teamer, baby. Teamer, baby. So... Teamer Reclamation, or Teamer Clover generally has shocks and stomps. Well, at least the stomps. Or at least bounces from Brazen. So we'll see how that goes. No. So this is interesting, guys. This is pretty bad for the dude. Well, we're a Fires deck now. That just happened, guys. Okay. Do we get a Vantress? No. So he's up to 4, maybe 5 mana here. So it could get spooky for sure. Yeah. If we get one more proc of the Thief of Sanity off, though, this Drown in the Lock is going to be nutso busto. Yeah, it will be. Let's see what happens. He's probably in a little bit of disbelief here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nissa fires. Alright, fair enough. This is like a Teamer Fires, though, man. What's going on? It really is kind of a weird... What? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Not to mention, I could bounce that back. Holy moly. Let's stop getting lands, though, guys. Let's stop getting lands. Let's go for a blue. Alright. And this is really bad, because look at all this card advantage we're getting. Sure. That's a Goose, man. So what does this say again? You may look at it as long as it remains exiled. So I can hold on to this guy basically indefinitely. I can't cast spells on his turn and vice versa for him. So I think what I want to do here... Alright, let's go ahead and... Oh, look at all these options, right? Alright, so now we're pushing quite a bit of damage. And not to mention we have Castle Vantress here to scry hard, no matter what happens. Maybe he has some sort of board wipe. What could he have in those colors? Like a Flame Sweep would actually be pretty bad for us. Pretty bad. Fires of Invention, but he can't Fey. and do the card and fires in the same turn. So, he has 4 mana available to use. He can't count on the Paradise Druid here. What's he going to do that on? Fires? I kind of actually at this point hope he does, honestly. He might think that that's something really important for my deck. It's not. It's actually kind of a bummer with the counters. So thank you, Teferi. Thank you, Hefe. Alright. So he's combat damage to a player. Alright, good. Brazen can attack Teferi. Thief can do this again. Yeah. Let's... Come on, why is it not clicking right? There he is. There's our boy. In the graveyard. That will be enough, right? That will be enough. Let's first see what we end up getting from the Thief of Sanity. Guys, this is ridiculous. I don't think I need to play this. I think what I need with 7 in the grave is to put our boy down and then get ready to counter something real hard. Yep. And then that's lethal. I guess I could have played the Goose there, honestly, but meh. Yeah, scry it up, dude. What you got? Once again, I think the only way he can come close here is with the board like with a flame sweep. But drown in the lock. Yeah. So unless he has 2 in hand. Niv-Mizzet. This lets him just draw cards, right? So I think we're fine with this. I mean, I know we are. So this is a 5 colors simply from fires. What are we revealing here? Casualties? I don't think he can play that. Can he? With the Paradise mixed in? I think it only lets you do the colors for the maximum amount of lands you could tap for, which is 5 for him. So, are we at our end step yet? He still has 7 in the grave, so I can attack. Yep. He can casualties. That's interesting. 2, 4, 6. Yep. Good game. So, it'll be interesting, though, the next 2 matches, or the next game or 2. Right, so he doesn't think I have this to use, which I do. Alright, see ya. Man, I'm off by 1 damage, aren't I? Ha! He's got haste. That's cool. This is 2 more in the grave and scry 2. Why not? I think we're going to be able to push out 1 damage no matter what here. That seems decent. He has too many good cards. That's not going to matter, is it? But that seems decent. Make a food. Use my mana because I don't have anything else. So, whoops. What do we know he has? Fire is growth. What are these? Because even now, if you were to Flame Sweep, Vantress Gargoyle wins. He has 13 in the grave. We have a Kenrith that's going to be able to come in for 5 colorless. The problem is, though, we don't have a red to give him trample and haste. We only have draw a card and graveyard. What's he gonna do here? Because even if he like flame sweeps, look at this guy. That's pretty good. He's gonna gain 10, isn't he? Okay. And what's your other card for the turn? It has to be massive. That is not massive. Okay. I think, unfortunately, though... So, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? Should be lethal. Exact. You ready, boys? Let's go. Go! Got him. Alright, so how do we want to do this? Obviously, Mystical Dispute seems good. Sinister Sabotage. What else? Unmoored Ego. We want to be more control at this point. I think Emery is a little too weird for this one. Overwhelmed might even be as well. Oh, Ritual of Suit. We definitely don't need 3. It would be good for those Paradise Druid, Gilded Goose, just to clear out the riffraff. But I don't know. Is that worth keeping, honestly? Is that gonna really help us here? I think the answer is no. I have to be very meticulous. One less of Liliana. I think the Lockmere is good enough. 2 more, huh? Overwhelmed Apprentice. Yeah. We'll go with that. Alright, Man and Mike. Is this match point or not? Alright. So we want to keep up. Wow, he just mulled twice. It's not looking good for the guy. It's not looking good for Mr. Mike. I don't think he'll just straight up concede, but he's going to have an uphill battle for sure, even though he's on the play. Yeah, he's at 5. I want to keep 3 lands up for our turn 3, going into his turn 4 for obvious reasons with the Fires of Inventions. But the fact that he mulled down this much, I'm not feeling very confident that he even has the Fires of Inventions. I think he was trying to get lucky here. Does he have a land? Alright, so he aggroed out pretty well here. In fact, if he wants to put out a Fires of Inventions next turn, I can't stop him. I cannot. I could bounce it back. I think it's better, honestly, just to get a body on the board, I guess. What if he has Teferi? Well, he can only play Teferi, obviously, with the Fires of Inventions. I'm keeping this just in case. We have too much good counters here. Alright. No fires. Resolve. And pass my turn. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. This seems weird, but it's using my mana. Right? If he wants to blow his 2 to get rid of my Brazen, I do not care. Because we're at the point where we're just going to counter everything he tries to put down as we slowly rampy out. Look at this. So nice. Alright, let's go. What you got? If it's something that I could Murderous Rider, I might be tempted to just let it come down. So he's at such a high mana cost here. This is anything. This is... I think it's more important right now to get our Mystical Disputes where we can. So that'll obviously work. He's down to 1 card, so... let's go ahead and do this because... Yeah, 1 more turn and we can Sabotage and then Vantress. So, he's just going to keep trying to play cards. I'm just going to keep countering. I don't care about that though, do I? Do not care. This seems controversial. Let's go though. Let's really get our card advantage here, guys. So 3 for 5. Yep. So I can block whatever he tries to attack with, and I have my Sinister Sabotage. Alright, so he's gonna put food out. Good for him. But we can't start swinging in for quite a bit here. How about no? 1, 2, 3. 3 would make him tapped out, but it wouldn't be good enough. So we obviously can't let him have that card draw. That would have changed the game entirely. Here we go. Nope, no more lands. Let's just get some value going here, guys. I can't attack, which is kind of a bummer. A bum. Speaking of bummer, that's pretty bad for him. If he top decks something though, we're kind of screwed, but I think it's our best play because he's really only on top deck mode right now. And even that being said, I still have a mystical dispute if it's something blue. 3, 6, 7, 7. So if he tries to play Niv-Mizzet again, obviously the mystical dispute would work. And I bet he only has like 2 of those in the deck. So this could be his one chance, his one shot. He's gonna bounce back the... Gosh dang it, man. Look at that. That's burning it for no good reason. So there goes the Thief of Sanity. And he gets to draw a card. And I can't mystical dispute anything he tries to play now. Look at him just getting so lucky. He has a Paradise Druid to enable his ability to play the Teferi because he doesn't play white. He is a... Well, he has 4 color. What the heck is going on? The heck is this? Let's go. Let's draw one more land here because this is silly. No. No. No, 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 no. Alright, Teferi, see ya. Get out of here. Get the heck out of here. We are stuck, guys. We are not in a good spot. I thought we were. I tossed that land to the side, but I didn't think it was going to be the last one that I saw for like 5 turns. And he is doing very good on the top deck mode. Except for one time. Alright, yay. Can we draw a land? That's all we need. 1 land. I don't care if he has infinite foods right now. Good. Put this down. Have the availability to play Sinister Sabotage. We're good. Still can't attack. I wish I could put that down, but that'll be next turn at this rate. Alright, let's go, dude. Come on. Make your 10 foods. This is so silly that you auto-pass the turn and it makes you click resolve every time. They need a hard pass. Alright, good job, dude. As soon as my 5 starts swinging in, it's not going to matter. Cool. 1, 2, and 3. Well, might as well do this then, right? So there's 2 Niv-Mizzet. He's going to... I have enough lands now. He's going to start chump blocking with the Thief of Sanity. Ooh, one more. One more. Look at that. Oh, that is so nice. I keep forgetting I can do that. Alright, so now he's at 7. Drowning the lock, that would have been nice. Too late on that one, right? So we just get to attack. You gonna chump both your geese here? You gonna make some geese? Or make some food? Definitely the thief is getting blocked, right? Mystical Dispute is nice, but... Really? He let the thief go? He let the thief go. So look at all those foods he has. When you're swinging in with 5 in the air flying, it doesn't matter, dude. Doesn't matter. Scry. Midnight Clock. So Casualties of War would be massive. And he would be able to play Casualties of War here, even if I Mystical Dispute. He has a perfect 9. That's obviously fine. Now it just tells me that he can't do anything on my turn too. Not that a deck like this would have a lot of instants. Growth Spiral being one of them I can think of, but not too many others. Do I want to draw a card? Or, yeah, I think it's... I can't draw a card, never mind. Well, we can ramp that out a little bit here. Did that really just tap itself? That's right, it can tap itself. Awesome. That is really awesome. Man, when you read the very intricate parts of a card, you learn so much. So yeah, it can tap for one of the 3. obviously, to, yeah, okay, cool. I could have played that a turn earlier. The last game against White Weenies. Huh, interesting. So we're going in again, aren't we? Yeah, we are. He really should not let me Thief of Sanity him. I know it's looking like lethal, but it's gonna be lethal, man. Like, I think we just won. Like, 4-color Niv-Mizzet. Turns out if Mizzet gets countered, boo-hoo. Bad. Mana Mike, let's go. Mana Mike's at 24. I mean 12. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. 8, 4, 5, 6. There it is. Here we go. Woo! Right. So how do you come back from that? What do I want to unmoored ego, guys? Huh? Niv-Mizzet Reborn? How many does this dude have? I thought I saw 2 of them. Yeah, there they are. Do we... I think that's his only shot. But actually, I think I want to get rid of the Krasis. Because I don't see him having 4 Niv-Mizzet. Am I wrong? What? How many did these decks run? Because he's just as a... Okay, yeah. Good game. At least it's interesting meta.